So Scorpio launched, and they gave it a name. It's the Xbox One X, officially at least. So I will analyze the specs, go over how it will be, should you buy it, and is it any good? I'm gonna be compiling, making should you buy it and is it any good, one whole topic, so there's only going to be two different topics to discuss. This may be a short video, maybe longer, but let's get into this video. Oh, wait. Before I play this, I want people to know there's a new intro, and I'm going to try editing better than I usually do, because I want you guys to see better quality, because, well, I've recently been slacking off on editing. Anyways, guys, let's get into the video. Specs and how it compares to a PC. A console will never outperform a PC. Since consoles are capped at $400 to $500, that means they don't use top-of-the-line parts, which a PC can do. Also, the upgradability that a PC does have also makes it way better than a console. Consoles, you can't exactly upgrade. If you upgrade it, you're voiding the warranty. This is why you see the gameplay for trailers smooth like butter. Most likely using a $4,000 computer with Titan X's and SLI, custom water loop cooling, Intel Xeon, whatever, 6 gigahertz. Everything is top of the line. It allows them to record the game, and it looks amazing. But that's besides the point. So the specs, which are on screen now, are, well, they have a CPU, which is 2.3 gigahertz. It has 8 cores, which is actually pretty powerful for a console, and even a PC. My Intel i5-4690K has 4 cores only. But the CPU isn't the most important part of the system. The beef of the system that Microsoft is saying can compete with PCs and is the most powerful graphics card or most powerful console out there doesn't even have a name. All we know is it has 6 teraflops, which means, according to GameSpot, the number of teraflops a system has can give a developer a general idea of how much computing power they have to play with. The more teraflops you have, the more floating point operations you can perform per second. With more teraflops, you can create larger, more complex virtual universes. So compared to the 1.31 teraflops that the Xbox One has, this is huge. Also, all of my sources are in the description in case you want to check it out. Also from GameSpot, having more teraflops, however, does not necessarily equate to faster performance. It's analogous to a car's mile per gallon rating. For instance, just because a car has a 20 mile per gallon rating does not necessarily mean it will run as fast. Project Scorpio's 6 teraflops puts it in the same range as Nvidia's recently released GTX 1070, which has 6.5 teraflops and is $380. Just because Project Scorpio features a relatively close number of teraflops won't mean it will perform on par with the GTX 1070. So if you didn't understand any of that, pretty much it means that it can perform similar to a GTX 1070. Probably in the ballpark of a 1060 like I have, but that doesn't matter if the developers don't do anything with it. Sure, it will have that extra, 4.29 teraflops of extra power, but it's up to the developers to actually utilize that power. If they just keep making games the same way they've been doing for the past few years, then you won't see an upgrade in hardware ever, because sure, Xbox is making it so you can, well, maybe, which I doubt, can play 4K 60 FPS, and I don't believe that they can. Even like $2,000 systems have a hard time doing that, let alone a $399 system, which, let's face it, it won't compete at all. There's no competition. The higher end PC will do more, just because It can be compared to a GTX 1070. And a GTX 1070 is not even close to being top of the line. There's 1080, then all those series of 1080 Ti's. Then there's the Titan X, Titan XP, Titan XP again, and all those, which cost $1,000, which is about $600 more than the console itself. So, why am I bringing this up? Well, it's just to give you guys a good idea that just because it'll have extra power does not mean it will be utilized. A PC is great because it allows the developers to do whatever they want, graphics-wise. The fidelity that a PC has is utterly amazing. You have so many different options to choose from when you're customizing your visual experience. You have FOV sliders, anti-aliasing, you have lighting, shading, you have grass quality, water quality, and then just the overall experience. It goes from low, medium, high, very high, into ultra, then custom because you can customize it. So, yeah, that's pretty much why a PC will always win out, because it has that extra advantage. Unless developers put that in for a console, I don't see there being an equal match, because PCs have that upgradability also. So, as soon as they make a better graphics card, a PC can have it. Another big thing that people worry about is storage. Currently, I have around 7 terabytes of storage, which is a lot. Most of it is in an external hard drive, which you can use on a Xbox One. Currently, I'm using a 1 terabyte, which will come default with the Project Scorpio or Xbox One X, and it's doing me fine. But since games are becoming bigger and bigger, storage-wise, and overall, a way to combat this is to plug in an external hard drive, which usually can be powered by a USB drive, USB to SATA cable, or something along those lines. And you can get as much storage as you want. A convenient example of this is the Western Digital Passport, which I'm currently using for 4 terabytes. This small drive can fit in your pocket. It can fit in just about anything. It's the size of a passport. That's why they call it the Digital Passport. Also, it carries all your important files if you want to. This is definitely enough for my computer, but since I already had hard drives and I found one with my friend, shout out to Angelo, I found one with my friend that we just broke open a PC and took it because it was on the street. I have an extra terabyte. And then my dad gave me a hard drive that he doesn't use from an external hard drive. I broke that open, took out the hard drive, have that in there now. And yeah. So the Xbox One X has a Blu-ray drive, I think, and HDR. I don't know what HDR is. I've already done enough research on this video for a while, but I'm gonna gloss over that since many people really don't use Blu-ray anymore. Blu-ray was a fad for 15 minutes and then it died. They could actually spend more money on a CPU rather than putting in a Blu-ray drive. That's where I'm kind of confused on why they would actually do that. Anyways, we're veering off the topic. We're going into personal opinions, which I'm just trying to spread out the facts. So, my opinion. I know I'm trying to do facts, but this is should you buy it? In my opinion, no. Not unless you're a console fan who doesn't want the hassle that comes with a PC. Many people that are pro PC Master Race or whatever you want to say, they'll agree that it's not that hard. You need a screwdriver and that's just about it. Maybe rubber soles on shoes because you're handling electronics and you can get static shock your motherboard. So there is that. But just some people don't know how easy it is. Honestly, you could just about do it in 2 hours if you knew what you were doing. Which is a console killer in 2 hours. Whereas it would take maybe a day to build a console. I'm just assuming. Since they have to build their own custom case. But that's veering off topic. So, in my personal opinion, no. It isn't worth it. But, again, if you already have an Xbox One, wait a little bit, because it isn't worth another $400 unless you can drop that much on a single product. Overall, it seems to resemble the type of console killer PCs that you see on YouTube, since it'll have pretty good specs for a relatively cheap price for the people who can't afford like $1,100 systems like mine. But if you can't afford that, you can just build a simple machine and then upgrade it over time like I did. That's why I went from having no graphics card to then getting a 1060 and then getting a Corsair H100i V2 water cooling AIO system. Overall, PC is superior, and I'd recommend it to anyone who cares about how their games look. For the casual gamer, that Project Scorpio is probably a dream. It's going to be simplistic, and it will perform decently. So this is my opinion on Project Scorpio. A picture on screen right now will show you what it'll look like, and it looks crappy, honestly, but that looks don't matter. It's specs. Unless you care about looks of the outer system, which then I would say buy a PC because you can get your own custom case. But don't get it, honestly, unless you have had your Xbox since it launched. Then that's the only way I can see you getting it. But that's my personal opinion, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that this was a little informative for those people that are thinking about getting Project Scorpio. And yeah, this is longer than 10 minutes, so sorry for this being so long. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.